Why Openpublish is needed. First, the NFT market lacks liquidity, and the market size is expanding rapidly. In the year 2021, which just passed, was probably the most pivotal year for the cryptocurrency industry to date, with three main categories: gaming, NFTs, and DeFi, all experiencing positive trends and seemingly in an excellent period to continue gaining momentum and consolidating the future. The NFT sector has experienced one of the most impressive expansions overall, achieving a mainstream breakthrough, with a cumulative transaction volume of more than $25.5 billion for the whole year. Markets such as Opensea, Atomic Market, and Solanart became some of the most popular Dapps. The value of these assets has risen dramatically, with the lowest market capitalization of the top 100 collectibles currently estimated at $17.2 billion. Heading into 2022, despite a series of macroeconomic events, the crypto market is in a bearish period, but the NFT market is still performing positively, with record sales of $16 billion in January. Opensea's monthly sales reached $4.5 billion, a record for the platform. NFTs seem to be becoming ubiquitous. Twitter enabled its first Web3 feature by allowing the avatar NFT to be verified, paving the way for other platforms like Instagram or TikTok. In addition, big brands such as Adidas and Nike also joined the field last year. Although Ethereum was hit 50%, the on-site market capitalization of the first 100 NFT collectibles in January was estimated at $14.8 billion. This is 15% lower than the registered value in November 2021, indicating that the category resisted the crash. NFTs are beginning to emerge as a new asset class that can resist market crashes and even increases their value. The difficulty of NFT liquidity is becoming increasingly prominent. Investors value liquidity and are hungry for returns. One of the biggest obstacles facing the NFT market right now is the lack of liquidity and the ability to reap the rewards of investing without selling NFTs. The liquidity problem of the NFT market is mainly manifested in two aspects. The problem of liquidity concentration. In the primary market, the overall value of the NFT collection accelerates towards headworks. According to a CryptoSlam data, as of February 15, 2022, the cumulative turnover of the historical turnover top 5 project market reached $24.605 billion. The first item is Axie Infinity, with a historical transaction total of $3.981 billion, accounting for 16.18%, and the second to fifth items are respectively CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Artblocks, NBA Top Shot. Top 5. The combined market share is more than 30%. The total market share of the top 50 project is more than 70%, and the full market share of the top 100 project is 81.86%. In the secondary market, Opensea is a monopoly, monopolizing nearly 90% of the transaction share. In fact, Opensea also provides primary market casting and distribution services. The problem of insufficient liquidity. Let's take a look at the 24-hour volume first. According to Dapps radar data, casually choosing the last 24 hours of the day, the top 5 NFT trading markets have a combined trading volume of about $14 million. Compared with the homogeneous token market in the same period, USDT trading volume ranked first in the past 24 hours with $111.187 billion. BTC trading volume in second place was $28.3 billion, and the transaction volume of NBA Top Shot could only rank 150th outside the homogeneous token. Then let's take a look at the number of trading users in a 24-hour period. According to Dapps radar data, in the past 24 hours, in the top 5 NFT trading marketplace, a total of 45,784 users participated in the trading of NFT commodities. Compared with the homogeneous tokens in the same period, although there is no specific number of trading users, the number of active addresses on the chain of Bitcoin alone is about 1.237 million. NFT liquidity solutions have severe path dependencies. At present, the solution to NFT liquidity is mainly to copy the DeFi model. Most NFT liquidity protocols take these two approaches. The first way is to create liquidity for NFTs by creating liquidity pools. Individuals can deposit similar NFTs into liquidity pools and redeem them at any given time. Protocols such as NFTX and NFT20, for example, take this approach, with the advantage that they can be effectively built and become an NFT market based on the liquidity pool of NFT assets. The second way is to fragment NFTs into smaller parts, so that these smaller parts can be traded as homogeneous tokens. For example, fragment one NFT into 10,000 ERC20 homogenized tokens. The two protocols, uniquely and fractional, take this approach. This reduces the purchase cost of obtaining a fraction of the entire NFT, thereby increasing liquidity. In terms of practical results, none of these schemes have brought significant improvements to NFT liquidity. The characteristics of NFT collectibles do not support high liquidity. Current mainstream views on the NFT collection. Unlike FT, which is entirely consensus-based, the NFT has an electronic warrant and a digital artwork linked to it, which is more reliable. Through synthetic technology, digital works that originally lack scarcity are made scarce. Scarcity creates high value. NFT is the ability of electronic assets to be more liquid than reality, offline. There are obvious flaws in this logic. Over-reliance on scarcity makes its value completely dependent on subjectivity, extremely unstable, and unable to achieve high liquidity. The unique nature of NFTs does not support high liquidity. Liquidity refers to the efficiency with which an asset can be converted into ready-made cash without affecting its market price. The most liquid asset is cash itself. In other words, liquidity describes the extent to which an asset can be quickly bought or sold on the market at a price that reflects its intrinsic value. What causes the low liquidity of NFTs? There are many reasons for this, the root of which comes from the uniqueness established by the ERC 721 protocol. NFTs are unique and indivisible, and cannot be freely exchanged with each other, and these characteristics together create the flow of NFTs, which is innate. The valuation factor of NFT collectibles does not support high liquidity. Most current NFT collectibles have both the dual characteristics of digital artwork and digital tokens. It can even be argued that these digital works were created to be cast, and these NFTs were coined for being collected. As a special commodity, the work of art satisfies certain aesthetic and spiritual needs of people. Therefore, human subjective factors play a decisive role in the formation of the value of works of art. In addition, there are many other non-value factors worth considering, such as their own factors, authors' popularity, quality of works, longevity, and surviving quantity of works, external factors, historical background, cultural inheritance, art exchanges, aesthetic psychology, value orientation, economic conditions, relevant national policies, and market demand, etc., as well as the promotion role of art business intermediaries, artificially raising prices. These NFTs, in addition to being inherently unique, due to their casting under the ERC 721 protocol. The creators of these NFTs rely on computer programs to randomly combine graphics in the creative process, artificially creating the scarcity of content to ensure higher floor prices. However, there is also a disadvantage to overemphasizing scarcity, which causes each NFT to have a different value and does not achieve equivalent conversion in the traditional sense. Even the value of the same series of works varies greatly, and different value logics are used when evaluating NFTs of different series. Taking CryptoPunks as an example, although each CryptoPunks has its different characteristics, the technical applications in cultural and symbolic meanings behind them can be said to be entirely consistent, but 10,000 CryptoPunks are issued at the same time. For example, on March 11, 2021, CryptoPunk number 7804 sold for 4,200 ETH high. A day before, CryptoPunk number 2999 sold for only 20.48 ETH, with a value difference of nearly 210 times. As a collectible, CryptoPunks valuations usually refer to the number and rarity of their features, and the huge difference in value between number 7804 and number 2999, which also has 4 features, is due to the former's alien attribute of 0.09% rarity. However, The method of assessing the value of CryptoPunks in terms of the number and rarity of features is not absolute. CryptoPunk number 6487 is a bald woman, only a characteristic female, rarity 38%. This CryptoPunks sold for 550 ETH. It can be said that CryptoPunk number 2999 is much rarer than the former, but the price is less than one half of its price. This method of assessing the number and rarity of features has clearly failed. And in the latest example, crypto entrepreneur Sina Astavi purchased Twitter founder Jack Dorsey's first tweet as an NFT in March 2021 for $2.9 million. Last Thursday, he announced on Twitter that he wished to sell this NFT, listing it for $48 million. The sale period ended on April 13, 2022, but only 8 offers were received in total, ranging from 0.0019 ETH, about $6, to 0.09 ETH, about $280. Therefore, we can say that on the basis of the fact that it is very difficult to assess the value of artworks, the value of NFT collections is more uncertain. At present, it is very difficult to reasonably quantify these factors, and this standard value evaluation mechanism of uncertainty and high liquidity requirements is itself a conflict. The price discovery mechanism of NFT collectibles does not support high liquidity. Only an efficient, standardized price discovery mechanism in the capital market can enable participants to transact more quickly, improve liquidity through tokenization, allow NFTs to become collateral without an order book, and create a rich variety of NFT-themed derivatives. In other words, only a standardized price discovery mechanism can make the financialization of the NFT asset class possible. 1. Sales mechanism. In the sales method used by Opensea and most other NFT markets, valuations are created by public sales in the open market. When an NFT changes hands through a sale, the market records the asset's historical price and source. If a market participant is low, this default mechanism does not get much effective pricing information, and the market is very illiquid. As we have seen, NFTs are extremely inefficient to sell, mainly because NFT valuations must be approved by someone and willing to bid. 2. Auction mechanism. Sellers and buyers in most markets today actually prefer to buy and price NFTs through auctions. Auctions can help drive up the selling price of art, as the intrinsic value of NFT assets tends to be more subjective, but there are also more people on the sidelines. From the perspective of capital market efficiency, selling NFTs by auction is a suboptimal solution. Their capital flow efficiency is much worse than sales. Because they require bidders to lock in capital, this makes each bid at auction likely to be worth a lot more than it appears on paper. In order to solve this problem, some platforms even propose to pay DeFi benefits to bidders who lock in bidding capital in an attempt to solve this problem. 3. Fragmentation mechanism. Fragmentation of NFTs is a digital innovation in the direction of improving the efficiency of capital markets in the context of NFT price discovery. Fragmentation can split one or more NFTs into ERC20 tokens and can be traded on a DEX or centralized trading platform. This way, anyone can buy any number of tokens to help establish the overall valuation of the NFT, reducing the valuation cost for a single user, but not necessarily the cost of the entire mechanism. But in essence, the fragmentation process only lowers the investment threshold for NFTs and does not bring about changes in the way they value or evaluated or found. And because fragmentation affects the overall valuation of NFT collectibles, the actual effect of fragmentation is far less than the market share occupied by the sales mechanism. It can be said that the global NFT collectibles market is looking forward to a fully automatic and accurate God NFT oracle, but the natural characteristics of NFT collectibles, uniqueness plus artistry plus scarcity, seem to make this an insoluble problem. The missing majority of the NFT market. The NFT market boom is a triumph for both technocracy and copyright owners. The core advocates and supporters of NFT collectibles are not art creators, but after technical parties lobbied copyright holders, galleries, auction houses, copyright intermediaries and even individuals, etc., they finally gave birth to the current NFT collectibles market. Therefore, at present, NFT collectibles lack the perspective of the creator. Of course, at this stage, The operation of the NFT collection does not need to directly contact the creator, but to contact the copyright owner with more commercial attributes, and the thinking angle is more based on the economic principle. If it is now a digital work, it used to be tulips, horse racing, cryptocurrencies, handmade, sneakers. Why is NFT not necessary for copyright owners? What are the benefits beyond the potentially high economic returns? How long can the carnival of high economic returns last? Uncertainty about this has led all copyright holders to put the search for their ideal floor price first. Excessive funds compete for a small number of high-quality NFT works, while the NFT platform is filled with a large number of inferior works of different creators, and medium-level NFT works are drowned in them, which are difficult to find, relying too much on the recommendation of the platform and related professional media. The high premium of a small number of high-quality NFT works may induce tulip fever, and a large number of inferior quality flooding the market will inevitably lead to Atari shocks. In this model, NFTs are a fragile market, difficult to carry more capital and demand, and are prone to overheating and collapse. The NFT collectibles market is growing rapidly in this environment, as the value of digital works relies heavily on subjective judgments, especially when purchased for scarcity rather than just their artistry. Overly techno-based claims will touch the ceiling of this model's development and make it difficult to enter the next stage, and even stagnate because of it. Because this route is not based on the objective analysis of the needs of creators, but based on the perspective and path dependence of the technical school itself. Even hoping to replicate the process of cryptocurrency, simply exchanging cryptocurrency for NFT. The NFT market boom is a triumph for art communication. The Leonardo da Vinci, art brokers, the Medici family, and the Uffizi Gallery in the early Renaissance, these elements constituted the modern art auction collection system, that is, artists, auction houses, collectors, art galleries, system. Now it is the NFT that reproduces this process by digitizing its work. In the digital age, this process is accelerated 100-fold. The digital age has brought about changes not only to the way of creation, but also to the way of dissemination. The way images are disseminated and audiences are engaged by technological advances have changed the relationship between art and images. The NFT exchange replaced auction houses and museums as the largest art venue. The NFT collection has entered the dissemination from production to viewing, so that it has been given new value under the impetus of diversified interpretation, and the artistic process that was previously realized in production, viewing and consumption is now completed in communication. The high-speed dissemination brought by digital media has strongly compressed the depth of history. History has become flattened, and all the information that needs to develop meaning in the time dimension can only resort to fast and easy-to-understand media, and seek a simple nominal consensus with meaning dissipation. Only the name of art remains. When art and communication merge and usher in the democratization of culture, they also face three threats. First, the elite who hold economic and political power may form some kind of complicity with the cultural elite, which will make art communication into manipulated propaganda. Second, absolute equality will lead to absolute disorder. Everyone is an artist means everyone is not an artist, and homogeneous communication makes artistic discourse ineffective. Third, from the perspective of communication, art will obey the sociological research paradigm and will inevitably attach importance to general interpretation. The artists who are missing in the NFT market boom. The current NFT market does not reflect the essential needs of creators, lacks artistic views, and most of them rely on procedural mass manufacturing. Cultural products depend on the subjective generation of creativity and the production of works, which is difficult to carry out in an almost assembly line manner, and even if a certain degree of success has been achieved, this success is difficult to sustain. Moreover, at this stage, the operation of NFTs does not require direct contact with creators, and the direct attraction for individual creators is relatively limited. The worst case is negative, because the gas fee needs to be prepaid. NFTs are clearly not their natural thinking for creators. In general, what creators care about is essentially self-expression. The result of the creation is the result, and the continuous creation depends on the positive feedback generated by the work. Positive feedback can be money, applause, and flowers or freshness, There is no relation to the order, and as long as one of the above positive feedbacks meets the minimum threshold of the creator, they will have the subjective will to create this behavior. For example, why are there poor artists? Because they will continue to create as long as their income can maintain their basic survival. For more creators who are introverted or even immersed in their own world in their hearts, only a small number of people have strong action outside of creation. Of course, it cannot be ruled out here that a creator creates based on economic benefits and he is better at getting benefits from here. However, after accumulating a certain amount of wealth, such people will soon transform into art brokers or some kind of art management, or even directly change into the commercial field, and then give up their original creations. For NFTs that need content, this type of person is just a passerby rather than a long-term service object. In the early days, such people will pay great attention to and actively participate in NFTs and even bring great help to NFTs, but on a longer-term scale, they are not the creators of the main content provided to NFTs. Although NFTs seem to have high yields, their appeal to creators is extremely limited, which is not difficult to understand from the perspective of game theory. For most art creators, high-yield NFTs are an act that is out of touch with them, and even for them, their own participation is tantamount to being deceived. I don't know if my works can sell at a high price, but now the gas fee must be paid, the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer, so it was a scam for me. And their choice of NFT also has an inherently reasonable logic, the benefits that NFTs can bring at present. 1. Taste the early and meet the auction dream. 2. Entrust the responsibility of the art broker and sell it directly to the copyright owner to earn a guarantee fee. The mass majority who are missing the NFT market boom. The development of high art is inseparable from artists, auction houses, collectors, and art galleries, and this set of models is still working well, but it is isolated from most people. The last elegant artist known to the public, I think it may be only Picasso. But this does not represent the disappearance of high art and the system behind it, but is extremely elitist but obviously limited in scale. For the masses, it is popular art that replaces high art, which is not vulgar but by no means elegant. While perhaps not intended, the NFT is clearly replicating the Renaissance model of art circulation, which is why it is still highly dependent on traditional auction houses and copyright holders. The NFT Collectibles market replicates the modern art auction collection system through the chain of creators, copyright DAOs, exchanges, star collectors, investment DAOs. Using mass communication means, unprecedented prosperity has been achieved in a short period of time. This victory is not a triumph of art, a triumph of mass media, a triumph of a two-tiered theory of communication, is a reborn of art in NFT Collectibles. Since the NFT is a model that replicates the auction of modern works of art, the service group is still the collector, and despite the use of mass media, the public is obviously not involved. In the face of artificial scarcity and high floor prices, the public's ability to participate is obviously insufficient, and the enthusiasm for participation is curbed. Supplement the liquidity of the NFT collectibles with publishing and distribution. The constant pursuit of art and/or trends as an intrinsic driver of the prosperity of the NFT mass market. With the dissemination of mass media, the public's interest and pursuit of NFTs are also increasing, which is bound to stimulate the prosperity of the mass NFT market. How to provide a suitable participation opportunity for the beginners of the NFT. They have demand, a certain purchasing power, rather than more concern about whether the author is a famous artist and whether the work can appreciate in value. The idea of building a mass NFT consumer market and bringing NFTs to life will eventually become a reality. The inclusiveness of NFT publishing and the scarcity of auctions can coexist. Without the support of a single patron of high art, there would be no possibility of mass art. Popular art looks at it from the perspective of form, it borrows art forms, elements, and principles. So, it looks a lot like art, but from the perspective of the thought process, mass art is the result of the use of strategic language perception ability to perceive. Therefore, from its birth, mass art has served the public with a clear purpose. So what does it mean for NFT that serves the mass majority? Think outside the NFT mindset. The value of NFTs lies in scarcity, because the scarcity of NFTs today is highly dependent on the reputation, creator fame or IP influence, accumulated before NFT. The NFT is only the carrier of content confirmation, which is the tool attribute of the essence of the NFT. Obviously, the commercial attributes of NFTs are brought about by its tool attributes, and now too much attention is paid to its commercial attributes and the importance of its tool attributes is ignored, and to stabilize the market and expand the audience, it is necessary to further exert its tool attributes. The changes that NFT's tool attributes can bring are enormous, not only to accelerate the digitization of offline works, but also to get rid of the previous model of relying on centralization such as publishers, bookstores, and to decentralize faster and more extensively. Because the hardest part of the work for creators is to be known by others, so they have to rely on centralized groups. The hardest thing for readers is knowing where to buy their favorite genuine works at low cost. With NFT, it can be easily traced back, and readers can directly know where the picture they have seen comes from. That will greatly change the entire industry ecology, reshaping the scarcity of NFT manuscripts with publishing and distribution. Therefore, the NFT single auction model is no longer enough, and it should be replaced by a hybrid model, that is, the auction model is supplemented by the publishing model. A large number of copies of the NFT attribute are distributed electronically in a model similar to the distribution of books, magazines, and albums in bookstores, and the only NFT electronic manuscript will be auctioned at a high price like the physical manuscript and original manuscript of the work. Like Harry Potter, when it was given to a publisher, there was only one original manuscript, and even though it had literary value in itself, it was economically worthless because it lacked widespread recognition. But after a large number of copies were disseminated at low prices, its literary value was recognized by a wide audience, and now its original manuscript has a high economic value. Therefore, scarcity and inclusiveness are not an either-or relationship, but a mutually reinforcing and inclusive role. In addition, as far as the market is concerned, it is clear that mass art is far larger than high art, although the price of a single item is much lower, but it has an absolute advantage in quantity, and the distribution income is enough to hedge the concerns of creators or copyright owners about the risk of floor price fluctuations. With all that being said, what is Openpublish's mission? Based on the above analysis, we designed the Openpublish project in the hope of providing improvements to the current NFT collectibles market in two ways. On the one hand, the service objects of the NFT collection are extended to a larger public group. On the other hand, the current NFT collection completely relies on scarcity pricing methods to rely on public consensus for pricing. This enhances the liquidity of NFT collectibles and the ability to reap the rewards of their investment without selling. We believe that only by lowering the entry threshold of the NFT market and achieving the popularization of NFT can we truly promote the healthy and sustainable development of the NFT market.